Hello, everyone. How goes it? How's everyone doing today? Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Let's unmirror that for a second. Okay. Howdy, howdy. This is Dr. Matt Dorsey, Chief Scientific Officer for CHOQ, Doctor of Acupuncture and Chinese Medicine, resident herb geek, the CHOQTOR, many titles, many descriptions. How's everybody doing today? How's your week so far? You guys managing to stay below the fray of insanity out there? Yeah. Well, what to talk about today? I don't know. And who's going to be in here? Holler in the comments or in the chat if you guys have any interesting questions for me. Let me know how you're doing, how your week's going. Boy, there's so much that I could talk about, but it's probably not a good idea. That's in the news right now. Nick CHOQ asks, you changed your name is Nick CHOQ. Wow, interesting. What is my favorite CHOQ product? Well, Nick CHOQ, I like your username there. Hey, what's up, Mr. R? Two-time winner already. Actually, my favorite CHOQ product is Apex Glutathione. This guy right here. This is my favorite one. I'll tell you why. Basically, and FYI, it's sad because it's not out right now. We're going to have it back out in a couple of months. We had to reformulate it, take the NAC out, as you all know. But it's my favorite because, number one, glutathione is the master antioxidant. It is absolutely essential, as essential as it gets, as any compound in your body when it comes to making sure that you can get rid of toxins, when it comes to supporting healthy inflammation response. And it is a master immunomodulator, has huge effects on the immune system. And then this formula is not only helpful for glutathione synthesis, so not only helpful for detox and immunity, but also is huge when it comes to mood and focus. And the new version that came out, I actually added some high absorption ginkgo to. So it's going to be really awesome, almost like a nootropic, basically. So this is my favorite one, but fortunately it's one you can't have right now. So yeah, but just to answer your question there. Yeah. Shay's Journal says, definitely the world is a roller coaster. Yeah. I mean, one of the things that I think that CHOQ does for people, because we use so many adaptogens, right? We're the kind of brand that we're very well aware. If there's one thing that CHOQ is good at, it's being aware of just how hard it is to be healthy and maintain your vitality as a human being in this particular day and age, right? We are completely beset by toxins, both physical and mental / spiritual in a sense. Most of the media that people consume is absolutely poisonous to your mind. And we're kind of, in a toxic soup of chemicals. And so we're kind of under attack in a sense. And, not my place to say whether it's intentional or not. I know a lot of y'all might think it is, but whether it's intentional or not, we're in a sense under attack by the toxicity of the world. And again, back to why detox is so important, right? But yeah, so the world is on a roller coaster. Welcome. I don't know if I can pronounce your name correctly. Uchechuku Nuatu. I like your name. Very cool. Welcome. Glad you're here. Yeah. Nice. Very cool. Yeah. Well, what I was saying is, though, basically CHOQ is a company that's very well aware of how toxic the world is, and we give you tools to help mitigate that toxicity. And I don't just mean physical toxins, it's not just about detoxing physical toxins. That's important, right? But it's also about reducing your susceptibility to stress. And so many of the products that we put out are adaptogens that do help to regulate the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, that do basically, long story short, help you with stress and maintaining your hormonal health so that you're not totally wrecked by the stress of living in the world, Yeah. Nick CHOQ, I'm not sure. Kind of YouTube's something that is more under my domain right now. And also, my content is a little bit more mild than Shane's, let's just say. And, the censorship thing is so out of control right now that he might have to limit himself a bit more than he would like to on YouTube, really, to be honest. We already got our Instagram deleted. So, on the more mainstream channels like this, right, definitely certain things we can't talk about here. As much as I would love to, if we were one-on-one, we could go down some rabbit holes. But here in mainstream land, it's a little bit harder to talk about a lot of things. Yeah. What's up, Radiful? Thanks for being here. Aswana, one of our previous winners, she's here. Nice. Welcome, Aswana. Chuck seemed aware of everything going on in the world. How do I mentally deal with the fact that there's so much evil in the world, especially against black? Yeah, well, that's a great question. That's kind of the $1 million question. Obviously, I'm here to sell you supplements. So one of the ways I deal with it is with ashwagandha. I mean, I'm joking and being silly, but honestly, supporting the physical is really important. When you support your physical and you keep your physical in balance, and you have the right nutrition, when you're doing smoothies and you're doing the right supplements and adaptogens, it does really help with the stress of knowing just how far down the rabbit hole the human race is in terms of, the doomsday clock. Are you guys familiar with the doomsday clock concept? Tell me in the comments if that's familiar to you. Doomsday clock. I'm just going to go on a little tangent here. Something I've been thinking about lately. The doomsday clock, right? It's let's see if we can find any good pictures here. And I don't mean to be doom and gloom. Actually, I'm a very optimistic person, but it's kind of like sort of like this concept they came up with of like how close we are to things falling apart, right? Doomsday clock nears apocalypse over climate and nuclear fears. Yeah, who knows? I don't know, but not to be a bummer. I think what keeps me very hopeful is people like y'all, you guys, and there's quite a lot of us who are waking up to what's happening, and becoming more aware of just how crazy things are and also doing our best to not be part of the problem, Someone says CHOQ products enhances one's sixth sense. Is that true? I really could not tell you. From a scientific standpoint, we don't have any research on that as much as I wish we did, because that would be really awesome. But some people do report that. Perhaps, I don't know. I think in general, the cleaner that you live, the more you try to keep your body in balance, then the more your intuitive senses tend to develop, in my experience. So, yeah, I believe that very much to be true. Do we have permission to be optimistic, regarding the state of the world is a big question. And I think we do. I just don't, I consider myself an apocalyptimist. I'm both an optimist and a realist. I think that we're going to go through some really intense stuff that's going to continue probably, but that overall we're on an upward trend in the long haul, so humanity, we're going to make it, I feel like, and we're going to be better for it, but it might, we might go through a lot more weirdness in the meantime. And you guys are lucky though, because you guys are, most of you guys watching this kind of stuff are pretty educated regarding a lot of these matters and how to keep yourself healthy during challenging times. So, yeah. All right. What other questions you guys got for me? What products is everyone taking? Also, for anybody who's not taking any CHOQ products, if you'd like to tell me, which areas you're looking for support with, like if you want, for example, if you're looking for energy or hormones or mood or detox, I can help build a CHOQ stack for you. And CHOQ is kind of the sort of company who, our products are built to be stacked together, and you will get much better results if you expertly kind of combine them. But even just a single good product can really make a world of difference. I think for a lot of people, a good starting place, as I always say, is just ashwagandha. It's a really good place to start here, because it has such a wide range of effects, and because it is very strong for healthy cortisol levels, healthy stress hormone levels. Yeah. How many of you guys are taking ashwagandha? Let me know if that's happening. Also, for anybody who doesn't know, we will be giving away some prizes today, so make sure to stick around for a little while. Prize number one, as some of you know, and perhaps not others, prize number one is any CHOQ product you like. And prize number two is a CHOQ t-shirt plus some CHOQ organic heirloom cacao beans. Voila. Yeah. Now that I have a nice camera set up that auto focuses, everything looks much nicer when I put it up to the screen there. I'm also just curious, really fast. So I had to mirror it so that the output looks weird for me, but is this coming through to you guys straight where you can actually read it, or is this backwards? I'm still tweaking the camera settings, so let me know if this is backwards or not. I guess I can always go in and watch it later, but yeah, new camera setup here. So Nick, you ordered ashwagandha. Nice, very cool. Yeah. If you really want the full experience of an herb, by the way, and sometimes it's more intense and you might not want to do it depending on the flavor, but just take a capsule like one of these guys here, ashwagandha. Actually, no, I'll do it right now. If you want to give yourself the full experience of what an herb can do and really experience its personality, this is an ashwagandha capsule here. Just open the capsule up, and I'm just going to put it right under my tongue. This is something, you know, you can do with anything if you just want to have a more profound experience here. I don't recommend this with Tomcat though, but yeah. Yeah. In Ayurveda, they tend to believe, I'm told, that the experience of actually tasting something is part of the effects. And so capsules are great, but that is, you know, one thing we're missing. But that's a good thing a lot of the time. You do not want to ever do that with Tomcat 100. You can if you really want to, but this stuff is bitter, very bitter. It's because it's concentrated 100 times. So 100x extract of something that's already bitter. Yeah. Cool. All right. I'm glad this is coming through readable for you guys. That's awesome. Am I familiar with Jeff Berwick from the Dollar Vigilante? He's like the CHOQ version on truth and honesty and realism and finance stuff, like you're on Health Matters. No, I've not heard of that guy, but I'll have to look him up for sure. Yeah. Yeah. What do you guys think about, you know, other supplements? Like, are you guys on, I'm curious, you know, are you on like a full regimen where you're taking other stuff like zinc and fish oil and, you know, vitamin C and all that? Or are you just taking a few CHOQ products here and there? And if you are taking some of those, which ones of those would you like to see CHOQ make a high quality version of? I do take quite a few supplements myself. And of course, you know, CHOQ doesn't offer everything yet. So I do have to buy other brands as well. And I won't endorse any other brands, obviously. But I will say that, you know, to have a really full supplement regimen, to have all those gaps filled in, and then to also have a really good diet seems to be the way to go for a lot of folks. You know, a lot of people say, I just want to do everything with food. I don't need supplements. And in my experience, that's true for about 5% of people. There's a very, very increasingly tiny percentage of people who can actually have a full amount of vitality, the vitality that they should have with just food. But for the other 95% of people, if you want to actually have the kind of vitality that you can have potentially, then supplementation, I think, is essential. So a lot of people, I think, are cheating themselves by saying, oh, I don't need supplements, I'll just do it with food. Also, a lot of people don't eat as well as they think they are, you know, so there's that too. Like, oh, my diet's great. And then I'll be like, all right, well, what'd you have for breakfast? Well, I had bacon. It was organic bacon. It's like, yeah, no. You know, there's a divisive topic, though, the whole keto thing. something I do like to talk about because it's really popular. People are all about the super high fat diets. I don't know. Are you guys into that? Are you guys into the whole, like, eating just like tons of meat and oil and cheese? And I don't think that's as popular with the CHOQ people personally, because I think we have a lot of plant-based folks. But I don't care what anyone tells you. Bacon is not healthy. It never has been, and it never will be. Bacon is poison for your body. Definitely do not put that in your body. No, I know I'm not even advocating veganism. I'm not saying you have to be plant-based or not plant-based, but plant-based can be great for a lot of folks. Works really well for a lot of people. Other people seem to need, a little bit of meat here and there. Quality, obviously. All right, let's see. What else is going on? What are you guys feeling like this week? You guys feeling pumped? You feeling drained? Are you worried about the world? Are you doing your best to stay off of social media? I have to tell you also, speaking of toxins, one of the most toxic things you can possibly put in your system is social media, I think. Obviously, not all social media is bad. We were until recently on Instagram, and there are some, really cool, more conscious accounts out there. But boy, Facebook, I think, is probably the most toxic of all of them. So toxic. And it's just nothing but people arguing 24/7, splitting up into camps and doomsday news and all that. So I think one of the things that, I suggest for people, I suggest sometimes for my clients in coaching sessions too, is do your best to limit your social media intake and think of it like the media version of McDonald's, of junk food. It really is. Getting onto Facebook, it's almost like the same thing as eating at McDonald's to me. Doesn't mean it can't be used for good. It certainly can be, and it can connect you. But yeah. Let's see. So somebody's asking about substitute for milk. Oh, somebody else asked my vegan. I am not vegan. I have been in the past. I don't do any dairy or eggs, but I'm actually more pescatarian primarily. So I do small amounts of seafood mostly is what I do personally. That's what works for me right now. But I think veganism can be fantastic. Definitely not against it, and I do even recommend it for some of my clients, depending on what they have going on. What do I think would be a good substitute for milk, dairy products? Yeah. So I definitely think that most people need to stay away from dairy. Dairy is highly inflammatory and problematic for a lot of folks. For the few people out there who are in great shape and have no conditions at all or no symptoms, then maybe leave some dairy in. But yeah. So there are some higher quality brands of non-dairy cheeses. Miyoko's, Miyoko. They actually make really good stuff. Their stuff is higher quality and tastier than a lot of stuff I've found. So if you're looking for like a non-dairy cheese, they're pretty fantastic. As far as nut milks go, I think nutritionally probably hemp milk is going to be one of your best, because hemp does have that rare omega-6 called GLA, and GLA helps with a healthy inflammation response. So hemp milk is good. I also like the taste of oat milk, but in general, try to find a brand that doesn't have a bunch of random stuff in it that you don't need. There's a lot of like carrageenan, for example, and just other weird things in there that aren't super great. So yeah, be careful when you're getting some of these non-dairy milks to look for extra ingredients that are not particularly great for you. Mr. R says, I switched from my regular supplements company to CHOQ as soon as I tried Shilajit and researching the products. Nice. CHOQ by a Jeff Berwick subscriber. Cool. Nice. Yeah. Shilajit is still pretty much the favorite. I mean, I think we're close to, what is it, like almost 500 5-star reviews, 400 something 5-star reviews on the Shilajit. This is a must-have. So if there's anybody who's new here, who's watching, Shilajit, highly recommended. One of the things that Shilajit does that's really cool is it helps to activate CoQ10, and it enhances the absorption of CoQ10 if you take it as a supplement. But for those of y'all who don't know, CoQ10, it's a molecule your body makes, antioxidant molecule that is absolutely essential for cellular energy production. So making sure that your body making sure that your body can take the calories that you eat and turn it into energy. And so Shilajit, very energizing. And yes, Mr. R, you are correct. We have research on the specific exact Shilajit extract that's in our CHOQ Shilajit, that it actually activates genes that switch on collagen synthesis. So that's very cool. Yeah. My wife pumps for our son. Can't wait till she's done getting on her CHOQ. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Unfortunately, legally, I'm not allowed to say, if somebody's breastfeeding. Legally, the only thing I'm allowed to say is ask your doctor. I can't say anything else other than that. But yeah, certainly, especially if there are some pretty cool, doctors out there. There's naturopathic doctors. There's, so if you were to talk to one of those, who knows about natural things, then they might be able to advise you in a way that's more educated, perhaps, about supplements. But yeah, that is something where you do have to ask about that. Yeah, and let's see what else. Doomsday clock. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard talking about certain things, that have that doomsday kind of vibe. It's like, on the one hand, you want to share your message and you want to spread awareness about things that are really important and, talk about the state of the world. On the other hand, people are already so freaked out that do you really want to add to that? Do you really want to add to people's stress? So I struggle with that. Like, do I bring this topic up or not? I guess it just depends, always know your audience. First rule of comedy and of communication in general. What's the best CHOQ product for digestive health? We don't have one specifically for digestive health, but what I will say is that Armor does have an ingredient in there called estrogen. Estrogen is a blend of two different herbs, astragalus and nodo ginseng, and it actually will. I like how that bottle shows up now with the new camera setup. I like how. That particular ingredient does have some research showing that it supports better absorption of certain nutrients like folate, and can actually support absorption of certain phytochemicals like curcumin from turmeric, and can help with the tight junctions, so can help with gut barrier integrity. So Armor does have some digestive benefits, but that's not how we market it, and it's not like it's going to be the strongest thing in the world for that. But yes, it can help with that for sure. Best products for women. Yeah. I think actually two of our best ones for women are ashwagandha and Shilajit. Yeah. Women seem to respond really well to ashwagandha. And again, as you probably guys know, like, this is the new label. So eventually the Shilajit pretty soon will start to look like this, right? But these two are a really good start for women. A lot of women also like the Irish moss as well. But yeah, Shilajit, ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is the strongest thing we have when it comes to regulating stress hormones. And women's physiology, they tend to be a little bit more sensitive to stress hormones like cortisol than men. I think that there's probably some evolutionary reasons for that. And there's also some biochemical reasons for that too. But anyway, so ashwagandha, excellent for women for hormone support, stress hormone support, mood. And then also Shilajit is just an all-around amazing adaptogen, that does also help with collagen synthesis, which obviously, popular for skin health and beauty and things like that. But of course, collagen goes way beyond beauty and skin health. It's essential for your bones. You need collagen for your bones. Yeah. So I'm wondering, it says here, there's only 3 people here. Is that true? I'm curious. If you're here, leave some kind of comment. Just say anything at all. Just say here or whatever really fast. Just leave it in the chat. I'm wondering if this count of how many people are watching is actually accurate or not. How many people do we have here right now? 1, 2. Anybody else? Nick, are you still here? Aswana, are you still here? Anybody else? So we got 3 there. Let's see. Nick, did you go? So right now we got, okay, Nick's here. Cool. Nick is one of Mr. R. Mohammed. Radiful, are you here? Uche Chukwu, are you here? Or Shay's Journal, perhaps? Any of you guys still here? No? So it's really weird. I'm just trying to figure out this whole YouTube situation because, it will often tell me that there are fewer people here than are actually here. So right now it says, so we had 5 people respond, and then YouTube told me that there were at first 2 and now 3. So, but I'll tell you what, you guys are pretty lucky because we have a small turnout today, which means that now that it's time to give away our first product, your odds are pretty good. Your odds are really good. Mr. R, if you win a 3rd time, that's going to be totally crazy. I'm going to accuse you of being psychic if that's the case. Yeah, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have a random number generator generate a number between 1 and 100, and give me a number between 1 and 100 right now, just one entry only. Just throw it in the chat. And yeah, let's see what happens. And go ahead and do that now. This is for prize number 1. Blame the Shilajit for my psychic powers. Nice. All right, going once. I don't see anybody else typing in. Everybody else type in your number now. You have about 5 seconds. I only see Mohammed so far. Nobody else is gonna enter the contest. Okay, here we go. The random number was 15, which means that no way. Mr. R, you won a 3rd time? Oh my God, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. You are psychic. Okay, well, I'm going to have to email CHOQ@CHOQ.com so that they don't think that you're cheating. That is bizarre. But hey, that's what you get for showing up every time. So Mr. R, you won again. I guess that's what happens when you show up to every single one. You won product number 1. Just holler at them again. Tell them you won a 3rd time. And if they need to confirm with me, then they certainly can if they think you're making it up. But yep, you won. That's crazy. So yeah, once again, that's prize number 1. Yeah, best. So it's got to be the Shilajit, right? Absolutely. I mean, who else could be that psychic? That's hilarious. Wow. Crazy. So yeah, any CHOQ product you like, maybe just get some more Shilajit, keep it going. That's hilarious. And in just a bit here, after I plug our blog, we will do prize number 2. Prize number 2, just so y'all know, will be, like I said before, if you weren't here though, one of these beautiful organic cotton CHOQ shirts, as well as our organic heirloom cacao beans. These are delicious. Actually, real quick, before I plug the blog, if you guys haven't had these, they're pretty amazing. You can actually, there's a lot of different ways you can use these. One way you could do it, you could actually just put a handful in your mouth and use some honey or maple syrup. Just put it right in your mouth and just chew them. That's a really quick and dirty way, but definitely gives you a nice boost. So, if you're about to go to a show and you're kind of dragging or whatever, see some live music or got to do some studying or whatever, a handful of these babies and a little bit of or nothing. But if you don't like the bitter flavor as much, pure cacao is kind of bitter. You can just throw some honey and maple syrup in there. Obviously, smoothie ingredient is great. And then another way you can use these that a lot of people don't know about, you can actually grind them up and you can put them in a French press and just brew them like coffee. And that way works really fast because then you're doing an extract. So it's just like hits you very quickly. And it's a nice buzz, it's a little different from coffee and perhaps even a little bit gentler, but definitely there. Yeah. But yeah, so, and we are working on a new product that is going to be something that you can drink. So we're working on a drinkable product right now. Actually, I'm playing with the label, getting the label ready, but that'll be a fun one. But yeah, so as I always do, would love to do my usual blog plug here. Let's see, do we have anybody out there reading the blog? I'm curious. I might even do a trivia question for this next one based on the CHOQ blog. Yeah. What we might do is actually, I might I might see, this might actually just be an exercise to see how good people are at using the internet. So I don't know if it's really trivia or not, but I'm going to, yeah, let's do this. All right. So you guys ready? You guys ready for this next challenge? Whoever wins this wins a t-shirt, as well as some of these cacao beans here. Find the blog called Meditation, an Essential Tool to Survive Modern Life on CHOQ. And whoever finds it and tells me what the first picture on the blog is, not the one at the top, but the first one in the body of the blog, tells me what's in it, they win the prize. So there's a few ways to do this. You could go to CHOQ.com and you could type you could click on blog and you could search for meditation in the search field until you find this article. Again, the article is titled Meditation, an Essential Tool to Survive Modern Life. You could maybe even Google it, and then you'll have to scroll down to the first picture that's inside of the text and tell me what the picture says, what the picture is. Describe the picture. It's not the one at the top of the blog. It's the one inside the blog. Mr. R, unfortunately, you already won one, so we're not going to do you this particular round since you won already one time today. Sorry to exclude you, but want to give somebody else a chance to win today. You're just too good, though. You're too good. But yeah, so again, it's called Meditation, Essential Tool to Survive Modern Life. And scroll down until you see a picture, not the one at the top, but you have to scroll down until you see a picture in the middle of the text. Cheetah chasing deer is correct, Muhammad. You win prize number 2. That's right. And I think this graphic right here is pretty awesome. I'm a big fan. So basically, yeah, this sums it up right here. What's the difference between good stress and bad stress? Good stress is when you're just exerting yourself, hunting, having a good time, doing your thing, right? Bad stress is when you're the one being hunted, So, yeah. So your instructions, Muhammad, and congratulations. Everyone give a round of applause. Your instructions, Muhammad, you want to email CHOQ@CHOQ.com. So, just CHOQ@CHOQ.com. And say, Dr. Matt says that I won prize number 2. And then you'll just give them your style of t-shirt that you want. They'll present you your different options. You can also look at the shirts on the website. And they'll also send you, of course, a bag of the cacao beans. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this kind of really sums it up, doesn't it? And I would like to, again, just say, if you get a chance, check this blog out. It's got a YouTube video here to help you meditate. Talks about meditation and how it boosts mood, all sorts of stuff. Again, our blog is like a pretty awesome resource that I think is sort of hidden on the website more than it could be. No, it's not really hidden, but maybe not used as much as it could be. But definitely another way that you can share good information with your friends and spread the word about CHOQ is through the blog. And speaking of which, yeah, for sure, Muhammad. Awesome. Glad you won today. Sorry, Mr. R, didn't mean to disqualify you there, but I just figured, well, you've already won 3 plus you won today. So just wanted to give somebody else a chance. I think in general, I'll make it a rule where, you could probably only win 1 time per session. But yeah, Mr. R, if you win next time again, I don't know. We might have to make a special rule for you. No, I'm just kidding. We'll be all right. It's pretty awesome though that you're so on point. But yeah, so as you guys know, our Instagram, was deleted permanently without warning. Didn't really ever give a reason. And yeah, I mean, it's getting crazy out there, guys. I don't know if you guys know Project Veritas, but they did some pretty intense stuff right now. And apparently people who are sharing one of their videos just for sharing it on Facebook, their accounts are getting banned, so you have to be really careful. But anyway, so it would help us a lot if you guys could share this, could share our YouTube channel, share their videos, like, subscribe, all that stuff. definitely helps us a lot. We're trying to get back on track right now in terms of our overall presence online. And, we had just about almost 84,000 followers, 84,000 on Instagram. So, definitely this is, definitely be super helpful if you wouldn't mind sharing. So, gotta love all the tyranny going on, says Zachariah. Yeah, good times, right? But yeah, so just remember though, the world needs people to be grounded and compassionate and optimistic right now. It doesn't need more shouting and, more aggression per se. So it's all about finding that balance between standing up for yourself and what you believe in, whatever that happens to be, and then also just being chill and compassionate as much as you possibly can, because it's a hard time to be a human. So as they say, be kind to everyone you meet, for they are fighting a hard battle. All right, well, I'll be back here again tomorrow. Might do one a little bit later tomorrow, possibly. We'll see. That way we might have a different crowd. See how how the turnout is if we do it a little bit later on. But it'll be scheduled on here. And yeah, thanks for being here, guys. I will see you guys soon. And until then, stay human.